Imperfectly Perfect by Ame Organic, the podcast where we dive into the real world of skincare and celebrate the beauty of imperfection. I'm your host Sinchana S, and today we are going to start with the basics, the science of skin. Firstly, I welcome Miss Nandita Sharma to our podcast. Hi,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much for having me.
Hi, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Fabulous. How are you today?
I'm also very good.
It's a beautiful weather,
Yes.
lovely rains, and very beautiful you. I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, without wasting any time, let's start our journey on skin. Shall we, ma'am?
Absolutely. That's why we are here.
People think skin is just a protective barrier, but can you tell us what exactly is skin?
Okay, so when it comes, so as we spoke in brief what the skin is doing. So let me just tell you what the skin is, what it consists to understand deeply about the functions of skin. So our skin is a combination of multiple skin layers. It has glands. It is also non-stop cellular activities are happening in our skin. It has hair follicles, it has nerve endings, and it also has sweat glands. And skin is very delicate, but you can say the skin's thickness varies from one part of body to the other part of body depending on the needs. So like skin is thickest on our palms and soles and thinnest on our eyelid. That's the reason it's very delicate. Now when I spoke to you about that it has multiple layers, so let me open everything one by one. So when we talk about skin layers, so the skin layers work is there five. When you say skin is basically divided into three parts, which you can say epidermis, in between part is dermis, and below that is subcutaneous layer. So epidermis is the outermost layer of skin, which is what you and me think, see and perceive as skin. Dermis comes just below the epidermis, and epidermis has 5 layers, and which is something, it's like that Chadhari, we call that nag that they keep shading how the snakes shade their skin. The same way we all human beings also keep shading our skin. But the difference is snakes shade it all together and we shade it every day bit by bit in a very tiny way. And if our skin shading is not happening, it means our skin is not renewing itself, or the cellular activities are not happening and cell renewal is not happening. So outermost layer, when we speak about the epidermis, that's its function is to protect, being selective about letting few things to go inside the skin and stopping few things to coming inside. It also is a very important part is making sure that we have our skin microbiomes which is staying here. And this layer also works as a waterproofing coat of our body, because it is like these small bricks, and our sweat glands and oil gland produce oil and sweat, and that spreads on this, and because of that our normal skin looks shiny. So healthy skin is always moist, smooth, glowing and soft to touch. So that was the first part. Now the second part, which is dermis. So dermis has hair follicle endings. Dermis also have the nerve endings, and dermis, you can see this is cortex, and where multiple protein related activities are happening. You might have heard about creatine, and this is the place where melanin or melanocytes are there, which gives color to our skin. So you can see this is the Kurukshetra, the battleground of skin, where every real activity is happening. Or to give a better example, so epidermis is like the showroom where everything is displayed, where you see what is happening. But behind that, the factory where things are happening, what is being seen outside is our dermis. And dermis, there non-stop cell regeneration is happening. It's taking care, maintaining the moisture, maintaining the blood flow, so the nutrition is coming to our skin, and as well as maintaining the temperature of body. So you can see in the hair follicle there's something called erector pili muscle. That erector pili muscle, you can see that thing is whenever we feel cold. We all have gone through that goosebumps.
Yes.
So it pulls it and tightens the hair follicle opening. So because of that, our body is able to maintain the temperature. And at the same day, when it is really hot outside, it loosens it up, and the skin is able to produce more sweat and again cooling down. So basically, body temperature should be 98.4 Fahrenheit, and skin helps to maintain that internally. As we all know, when temperature goes higher, that's called fever, and we all suffer how we have the body ache and so many problems with the high temperature.
As you spoke about the layers, but I have seen a people, they are doing like 5 to 10 steps of skincare routine before going to bed. Are the skin really absorbing all those products, or just end upping on the pillowcases?
So that's a very, very nice question. And we human beings often we believe in following the trend rather than understanding. And the very reason of these kind of conversations is about educating people that how important it is to make sure that you know your skin. So when you do, so of course before going to bed, what even I suggest, we should go with a clean skin. And when you clean your skin from any dust, you also splash the water. It also take off all the moisture, helps to make our skin feel clean, fresh, and using one or maximum two products to moisturize or to enhance the cellular activity in skin. Because sleep is the time when basically our skin starts renovating, where real work is happening. Daytime there's so many other, brain is busy in multiple things. It has to think, it has to act, it has to move. But night is the time of real repair. And real repair is the time where our health is coming. And that's the reason nighttime, one good night, depending on your skin type, if your skin is dry, night cream is good, or if your skin is dry or oily, then a gel-based formulation is good. So a cleansing, a toner, or a beautiful mist, and another kind of required gel mist or under eye, depending on whatever you want. It's like okay. Sometimes if I'll give you example of a boss. Bosses who want to micromanage, they will never let the real thing happen. They will not let the real talent come out of the people. That's the same way, if we try to micromanage our thing, we are forgetting that our brain is way more superior than what we know. It knows what exactly our skin is doing. So giving its responsibility, it will be able to take care much better than layering ourselves on top of one to other, and more so over those chemicals which can create lots of free radicals and problems.
Very good thought, Apram. Seriously, when I thought, for why the people are following these steps, I'm just like a very lazy person who wash my face and just go back to the sleep.
That's the reason you have such a beautiful skin.
Also, people are fascinated about cell renewal. What exactly is it, and why is it important?
Okay, so as I said before also, our skin is like a cell making factory. And cell renewal is nothing. When I spoke about the outer layer of skin and I said that we keep shading our skin. So if it is shading, there has to be something coming from inside. So that cell renewal is the process where the new cells are being made by our skin, and they are replacing the outer layer which is already oxidized or sometimes dried or sometimes dehydrated or sometimes chapped because of the environmental problem. And it's very, very, very important process, because this is also called our skin metabolism. Because when the cell renewal is happening in the optimum speed, then only you can have that nice new looking skin. Otherwise it's going to be like old clothes, dull, lifeless. What happens once the cloth is washed again and again? It loses its charm.
Yes.
And as we all want to have the newness, so God has created a system where skin has the ability to renew itself, and that process is called cell renewal. And that's a biomarker of your aging speed also. When you're aging more or your cellular aging is happening, then your cell renewal process or skin metabolism slows down. And that's the reason you find so many products nowadays to boost the cellular regrowth, because that is the only way to make your skin look healthier, brighter, not whiter.
Only brighter.
Only brighter and glowing in the natural way.
And also, this month, the summer season is ending and the monsoon is starting. So, even that climate change will affect our skin, and how can we take care of our skin?
So as I told you, the very first thing, one of the most crucial function of skin is to protect internal environment from outside environment. So definitely change in weather affects our skin directly. And because what happens when change is there, so there will be different moisture level in environment. And because for our skin, moisture is very important thing. Everyone knows about it. So because of that, in the monsoon, humidity increases, and sometimes when weather change, your skin cells get confused. What should I do? It's feeling hot, and at the same time, there's lots of water. It's sometimes feeling cold because of the breeze, because of the rain. So, and that moisture makes things stick to our skin. So cleaning is very, very important, but overwashing will remove the natural oil from our skin. Do not use multiple face washes or scrubs in the rainy season. It requires just a gentle touch, something really mild kind of face wash, or even I find aloe vera a perfect way to cleanse a dry, sensitive, or even a normal skin in the rainy season. So just use a natural aloe vera. Even tomato-based preparation is going to be absolutely wonderful for your skin to cleanse.
Even I prefer aloe vera gel. I love the aloe vera. I use it all the time.
Nature is best because aloe vera has this good ability to retain the moisture. It's a very good moisturizer. But only problem with aloe vera, because it has so much of moisture, sometimes if we don't seal aloe vera, if it is only aloe vera, there's no application of any kind of oil on our skin after that, so that will evaporate in environment, and it will also take away the skin moisture. So because of that, some people feel that my skin gets dry because of aloe vera. No one's skin gets dry because of aloe vera. It gets because of that evaporation. So you need to seal it. So you need to have a moisturizer, and moisturizer is a balance of water and oil. So that's what is needed for this season also.
Without knowing all these things, I use aloe vera.
Good. You're a smart girl.
Okay. So thank you so much for your insightful information, ma'am. I'm very grateful. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, subscribe and drop a comment below with the questions. We will try to cover it in our next episode. Thank you.